Hey, good morning from Seattle. It is, what day is it? I don't even know what day it is. It's Tuesday, January 19th. And it is overcast. We had a holiday yesterday, so today feels like Monday in my world. I spent the last several minutes, 10 minutes, and of course I can't find the link I want, but I came across, again, the concept of when you're working on something, it's so easy to beat yourself up as you're making changes. And basically, there's an old concept that someone introduced to me that, when you're making a change, and you're falling off of a new habit, it's not really as useful to go, oh, I failed, I'm never going back to it, which, we all know that. But really, to look and see progress, think about, the time, duration, and intensity that you've fallen off of the habit. Time being, has it been a day? Has it been a week? Has it been 6 weeks since you exercised? And is that less than, the lapses in between before? How far off did you fall with the snacking? Did you, instead of, oh, I'm never eating sugar again, and you find that you ate ice cream, is it, well, did you eat one ice cream cone or did you eat 10 or 25? And, there's a third element, and I mean, it says time, but I'm not sure that's what it really is. I think that's what I'm actually looking for here during our first round of sprints, but hopefully things are going well for you guys today. That's a 5-minute break timer. That's not the one I am looking for. That's a Pomodoro timer. Okay, yeah, I seem like I've been thrown off more things more intensely than I've been expecting for the last couple of days, and it's been really kind of irritating at best. Good morning, Beth. Thank you for being here again. I am curious what people are looking at working on today. Start of a new week. We are in the second half of January. And yeah, seems like I feel like I'm still scattershot, but really for me, the first couple, I think I said the first 4 to 6 weeks of the year, I really wanted to be focused on personal, house, and money and business routines. And so I am still working on those. That being said, I will ask what people's intention for the next 25 minutes is and go ahead and start the timer here very shortly once I figure out where all my windows are. But yeah, that being said, my intention is to see if I can find this intensity, duration, and the third piece for habits and evaluating, the change process, and then also starting on going through my emails that I've avoided all week. I will do a 5-minute call out before the end, and I'll talk to you guys then. Just about 5 minutes. And while my timer didn't go off, that was 25 minutes. And hopefully that went well for folks. Yeah, I, as so often is the case, got partially done what I intended, but I did find the intensity, duration, etc. bits, and posted part of an excerpt from an article that wasn't the original one I came across, but still sort of gave a summary of the 3 bits of when you're changing a habit, really looking at the intensity, and the duration and the consistency with which you're performing the actions, and that actually gives you more of a sign of progress than am I doing it 100% of the time, which is a really rigid framework. So if we're on a 5-minute break, I lost my timers. But go ahead and get up, stretch, take a break, and we will come back here in a couple of minutes and do one more sprint. Hopefully people got done what they were looking to get done. And yeah, I also actually got online prescriptions set up, auto refill set up, which I've been meaning to do for years, and finally did it. So maybe not what I set out to do, but still forward progress that fits in my overall sort of goal and intention for the first part of the year. So that's the win in my book. Yeah, some days talking is easy. Today talking is just apparently not really on the radar, but I'd love to see what other people got done. It seems like everyone I've been talking to right now has been feeling like they've just been so thrown off, disproportionately by small things, and getting super irritated with just little bits of, why am I so angry at, this little thing that went wrong? And a friend this morning was like, it's like there's a lot going on that we're not really having control over, really allowed to be afraid of, or do a lot, around having control, or, we can be angry at the pandemic, but, frankly, we've got so little, all these little things that are irking us. We are kind of funneling all of that unchanneled irritation at those because they're small and they're safe. And anyway, it was an interesting way to look at some of this. And I thought, yeah, that seems like it could be going on. I've got disproportionately bent out of shape about not being able to get all of my files from all of my photos from 3 different online photo services, consolidated to one place over the weekend. And last night I was just really annoyed at everything. And this morning it's not that big a deal, but last night it was just kind of like I had some things that had thrown me earlier in the day, and it's like suddenly I took all of my irritation and was just really not super happy that things just were not going the way I envisioned that they should go. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. This morning, it doesn't seem to be nearly as big a deal as it did at 9:30 last night, when I'd been working on it for a number of hours off and on. And yeah, so that's kind of where the whole, intensity of, and the duration, for me, looking at the duration of falling off of like this night routine that I've been trying to get myself into, of reading before bed and turning off the electronics, pretty much got thrown out the window last night. Yeah, I've been kind of crappy for 2 days in a row about it now, but that doesn't mean that I'm never going to get back on it. And tonight I'm in a much better place, and I will be turning off electronics earlier. Yeah, BC Brown, I've had some of them on computers. I've got them in like 4 different places, and I've sort of tried to auto backup stuff over the years. But then the devices that the auto backup was set on have died. And so it's time to try and consolidate all of them. My biggest hang up right now, frankly, is trying to figure out how to extract a bunch of stuff from the Apple ecosystem that I was dabbling with. And the devices aren't there, but it won't pull any of like the dates and locations. So I can pull files. I figured out how to do that, but I do not want to go through and tag 6,000 photos with the date that were taken. So I need to do some more poking around. Morning routines are hard, but being consistent, and for me, the key piece has been getting up at the same time and using lights to set that. I've also been using a lot of tiny habits. And tiny habits is really focused on make it as small as you can, and then you've got to actually celebrate it. Like, we're so, as a culture, not really into seeing progress, as incremental, but it's really, if it's not big and flashy, it's really hard to see it as worth anything. And so, it feels really dumb sometimes to be like, hey, I brushed my teeth before I turned on the computer this morning. But, as I'm getting more used to at least acknowledging that I did what I set out to do, it's gotten easier. And actually the impact has been more substantial than would seem reasonable. But yeah, again, it's playing around with apps and the routines and trying to get things put together. And yeah, there was a closing thought there and it's gone. Yeah, it's hard not to hit snooze. I totally hear you. And eventually I will actually read the entire comment, but I'm going to go ahead and start this. My thought, as always, is, what is your intention for the next 25 minutes? Spend just a couple seconds figuring it out. If you haven't gotten up and stretched and gotten a glass of water, now is a great time to do that. And that being said, my intention for the next 25 minutes is to continue to go through my emails and work on just picking up all the stuff that came in over the weekend and I didn't look at. I've got some things to return for business that'll only take me about 30 seconds, but again, they all need to be done. And so this is the time where, I am committed to sitting down and being here and working on my computer and not avoiding little tasks. So thank you, as always, for giving me reason to be here. And I will go ahead and if anyone wants to share their intention for the accountability for the next 25 minutes, that's awesome. If not, we'll go ahead and start this. I'll do a 5-minute call out again right before or at 5 minutes before the end. And I'll talk to you guys then. And we're just past the 5-minute mark before the end of the sprint. And that was 25 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do one more 15-minute timer because I've still got a couple of projects that I am wrapping up. And yeah, hey, glad to see that there's some other people there. And, thanks for sharing at Shadows Layer what you've got going on and BC Brown Books. It's kind of fun to see some dialogue. This not just me talking to empty space, but I do that anyway because I think they're interesting things to share with the world. But community makes it even more better and more fun, or something. Anyway, I think we all need more community and more intentional community. And in that note, I'm actually excited. Apparently, I submitted a small pitch to the Muse, and they decided to quote me as one of the experts on screen sharing time, screen reduction / intentionality during the pandemic. I dropped the link in the thing because I just actually got notified that it went live, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is cool. So I'm just sharing because I'm excited. And yeah, welcome to how quickly my emotions change from irritated to excited. So, but that being said, take a couple minutes, get up, stretch, get some water, and then we will go ahead and do a 15-minute sprint if anyone wants to stick around for a few more minutes. And after that, I will definitely see you guys later in the week if you're dropping off now. I will be here Thursday, as always. And that being said, I'm actually going to do just a couple minutes under 5 this time, even though I know Pomodoros are typically 5-minute break, but I need to get a couple things done, which is why I did a 15-minute sprint versus the whole 25 minutes, because I've got to change gears once I wrap up here, but I want to get through a couple more pieces before, what am I getting through? Stuff. I'm always getting through stuff. But yeah, I'm making progress on like the weird odds and ends emails, and it actually is nice to get some of those off my plate. Hopefully you guys had some success with whatever you were focused on for the last round. Feel free to share if you are so inclined. And yeah, again, it's just nice to know that I'm not the only one working, and even if we're all virtual and it's this kind of weird one-directional thing where I'm talking and occasionally seeing a few people chatting, it's still better than just feeling like it's just me kind of existing here in my apartment. So again, as always, it's kind of nice. Yeah, so thank you all for being here again. Yeah, I'm continuing to streamline my own odds and ends, and yeah, banking and finance and work routines. Oh shoot, I was going to finish up writing client notes that I neglected over the weekend. I guess that's what I'm focusing on for my next sprint is client notes that should have been written a couple days ago. Yeah, anyway, again, habits. Sometimes habits happen when you intend them to, and other times it's like, well, better late than never. So just know you're probably not the only one who doesn't do what you intend on the timeline you intend. And that being said, yep, that's just kind of the way it goes. Go ahead, we've got about a minute before we'll start again and do a short 15 minutes. Go ahead and think about, what's important and what's maybe doable in 15 minutes. And from there, go ahead. Glad to see that you made it, BC Brown. Hopefully we'll see you back here. And yeah, have a great week. I guess this week, yeah, anyway, not everywhere was it a holiday yesterday, but yeah, for those that it feels like Monday, hope you have a great week. And for those that are, already on to Tuesday, I hope you also have a great week. We'll do just a short one here. Give yourselves a couple seconds to collect your thoughts around what you might want to do for the next 15 minutes. And I will talk to you at that point. All right, and that was 15 minutes. How did that go for everyone? Actually, that was good. I got some stuff done and wasn't too thrown off track by my usual distractions. Anyway, would love to see what anyone was able to get through. If you want to share with the group, if not, totally okay. And that being said, thanks everyone for being here at Shadow Slayer. That's, yeah, planner stickers, that sounds related to being productive, but maybe not always exactly the way one envisioned being productive when you started. But you know, that's, I'm very familiar with that aspect of my life. But yeah, it's somehow the time's gone really fast this morning, and I am gonna jump and let you guys all get on with the rest of your day. Hope to see you back on Thursday, and have an awesome week, day, month, life, something. Anyway, I'll get you guys later in the week.